The master won't be long. Do you want something, Father?
A drink to refresh you, Father. Thank you, no.
We want to please you.
You always please me.
Ah, good evening, Father Loyola.
Mrs. Spencer.
Hello, Father. Sorry to have kept you waiting.
We've been packing.
Boy.
Oh, think of it. 24 hours and then London. Civilization, sophistication, the fashion shows, which is a mercy. Do you know, Father, I haven't got a thing to wear.
Ominous words from my wallet. Well, what's my name? Can I tempt you?
No, thank you, no.
Oh, cheers. That's better. You'll stay to dinner, of course.
Oh, I'm afraid I've got to get back to the village.
No pity. Still, it's very nice of you to come and see us off.
That wasn't exactly the purpose of my visit.
Oh? Well, what then?
It's the overtime.
Overtime?
Yes, the harvest has been gathered on schedule. You will keep your promise.
Oh, you're suggesting that I won?
No, I'm just reminding you.
Well, they'll get their overtime.
Good, I'm delighted to hear that.
Are you really going to pay them overtime?
It's their due. They've worked very hard.
A great deal to your influence.
What are they going to do when they get all that money? They'll get drunk. I'm sure God doesn't want them drunk.
Oh, he is tolerant. However, they are impatient. Can I tell them when they might expect it?
Yes, I'll deal with it when I get back from England.
Good. Well, have a good trip. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mrs. Spencer.
Bye, Father. Marcus, I'm frightened.
Don't worry.
He's a priest. Is that how they're supposed to behave? He was almost threatening you.
Don't worry, dear, don't worry.
The men, they've changed, Marcus. Haven't you noticed it, their hostility? Everything's changed since he came here. What's he after?
I don't know.
Are you going to pay the overtime?
We'll see. It's between Loyola and myself.
Because once you give in...
The rot sets in. Yes, I know.
We're a long way from civilization, surrounded by them. I'm frightened, Marcus.
Spencer Plantation. That call to London to Mr. McGill. Yes, try it again, will you, please? Mr. McGill.
Mr. Spencer?
What can I get you?
Oh, Bourbon on the rocks, if you have it, please.
Well, I've heard many good things about you.
No, you couldn't have heard many good things.
Well, what I've heard has suited me anyway. I'll come straight to the point, shall I?
Why not?
I want you to investigate this man.
He's a priest.
Yes. Jesuit, to be precise.
Well, why?
Well, let's sit down, shall we? I own a vast tobacco plantation in Central Africa, which provides employment for the whole of the African community of the district. The owner-labor relationship is exemplary, quite an unusual feat on our strife-torn continent. I've just sold my latest harvest for a record price, and I'm very anxious to share some of the profits with the workers. But you see, my friend, the African lacks even an elementary knowledge of money, so it'd be very silly of me to make direct payments to them. But on the other hand, Father Loyola has some very commendable views on welfare. He'd be the right person to supervise the funds.
Well, don't you trust him?
I find him a most admirable person, deeply loved by the natives, who incidentally believe him to be a saint.
And don't you believe in saints either?
But I do.
Well, then what's the problem? What are you worried about?
He's a mysterious newcomer. He could be tempted by the money. There's quite a lot of it. Also, I have certain misgivings about Father Loyola. I want to be sure about him.
And that's it? That's all? No other reasons?
Oh, none, of course. My wife and I look upon the Africans as our children, and backward, but our children nonetheless.
And like all good parents, you're just checking up on the teacher.
Precisely.
I don't like the idea of investigating a priest too much.
Oh, come now. It's not all that serious. My wife's worried about it. I'd like to set our minds at rest. Now, think how happy you'll make us if, as I imagine, your investigation's proven to be genuine. What do you say?
I say it's gonna cost you.
Cheers.
Many of our brothers have been killed in Africa. Many others have been expelled. But in any case, no Father Ignatius Loyola has ever been attached to our mission.
Do you think you might find anything if you look through your old records?
I don't need to. I couldn't possibly forget a man blessed with the same name as that of our founder saint.
Oh, I guess you couldn't.
Oh, try the other missions.
I have. It's no deal.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Perfection.
Yeah.
Try the Vatican.
You like my legs, darling?
They're okay.
They're beautiful and you can't take your eyes off.
If I told anyone that you were the Globe's special Vatican correspondent, nobody'd believe me.
I can be serious when I have to. But who wants to be serious every second, every day, every year, every month? Besides, I like letting my hair down. Don't you think I'm lovely with my hair done?
I think you're great, hon, but I can't seem to concentrate on it completely until after you tell me about Father Loyola.
There is no Father Ignatius Loyola on missionary work for the Jesuits, nor for any other mission in Africa.
Then who is he?
I don't know. I checked all the missions. I tried the Vatican, and no one ever heard of him, so I guess he's a phony.
Told you. Doesn't behave like a priest.
I want a complete dossier on that man, McGill. Check his whole life. England, Africa, and everything in between.
It's gonna cost you more.
I don't care. I want to know who he is and what he's after.
When are you flying back?
We're booked to fly back next Wednesday.
No, you go to Paris without me. I've got to get back to the plantation. I can't leave it to him.
I didn't want to think of you out there all alone.
Well, it has to be done. I won't say anything about this to him. Not yet.
Why not?
Because at the moment, it'd be his word against mine, and the Africans love him more than they fear me. You bring me the evidence, McGill, then I'll take it up with him.
Okay.
Be careful.
All right. Very careful. Glass of port, Father.
No, thank you. And when will you pay them, then?
Soon. You know how it is. Currency regulations, clearing checks, it all takes time.
They should have been paid before this.
Yes, I know, and I'm sorry. But don't worry, they'll get their reward.
By the end of this week?
From anyone but a priest, that might sound like an ultimatum. Yes, I expect to have the matter settled by the end of the week.
Good. Now, if you'll excuse me.
It's nice of you to come.
No, thank you for a very enjoyable meal.
Father, can I borrow your Bible?
Of course. You can keep it. I have others.
Penny took ours with her to Paris.
Ah. Oh, I'm very glad to hear that.
Thank you, Father. Good night.
Good night.
Oh, what do you say, Samuels? Been anybody up lately?
I like you, McGill.
Marry me. After your divorce comes through.
You get a steady job first. I like security.
Okay, let's forget the formalities. Are you repaying old favors?
I'm repaying. Yours. Ours. Photostat copies.
That's identical.
2 peas in a pod.
Yep. Now, who is he?
You're a crafty one, McGill.
Really?
After the reward, eh?
What reward?
10,000 smackers.
10,000?
Buy a pub with that and retire. Where'd you get the fingerprints?
From the Bible.
Ask a silly question.
Now, what's this guy's name and what's he done?
Porter. Alfred Porter. Wanted for fraud, arson, robbery with violence, you name it, he's done it. Bank job, the last lot.
Ah, that's where the reward comes in.
Which you will not be collecting.
Why not?
Because you're about a year too late, me old China. Unless you can raise the dead. Porter's gone to his maker. He died in Africa.
Fearing the day of judgment?
Oh, yes, sir. Who wouldn't?
A newborn babe. You want to know what the future holds for you? Well, you've come to the right place.
No, I'm an old friend of Alfred's. In fact, I just got in from the States.
My sons?
Yes, sir. You're Mr. Porter, right?
Yes. Yes, well, that's different, isn't it? I never charge my son's friends. What do you prefer? Tara, the zodiac, beans, tea leaves, palmistry, or spirits, the dear departed ones?
No, sir, I have no preference in that area. I'm just trying to locate Alfred. We had a little business deal going, and I'd like to talk to him.
Oh,
about
yes.
it. Do you have any idea where I might find him?
Indeed I do. I talk to him every day.
Oh, great.
Spirits can travel all over the world.
Good for them. You don't mean Alfred's dead, do you?
How else could I communicate with him? He's out there, in the hereafter.
Well, how did he die?
As a soldier, while he was in Africa.
Mr. Porter, I believe Alfred's still alive.
He is, of course he is. But in the kingdom of God. Would you like me to get in touch with him? I could contact him now. I'll arrange a seance and...
No. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
McGill, don't be contemptuous, nor disbelieve me. I do know things. Be careful. I see death when I look at you, walking by your side.
Oh, well, don't worry about him, sir. We're old friends.
Chumba! Where the devil are you? Emma! Chumba! Where are my servants? Where are the field hands?
Would you care for some breakfast?
Where the devil are they?
They're on strike.
Strike?
Yes.
What do you mean strike? What strike? By ignorant savages, they're not allowed to go on strike. They haven't got the right.
Well, it's time they did. They worked for that overtime. And you promised me you'd pay it.
Oh, no. I promised a Jesuit priest on condition that he would use the money for their benefit.
And how else would I use it?
You go out there and call them back to work. Immediately.
I cannot do that until you pay them.
Then I'll tell them about you, the truth, the unholy, blasphemous truth about you.
What is the truth about me?
That you're an imposter.
Am I?
You're not a priest at all. You're a fraud. A phony. I bet some Jesuits in my time, not like you.
And what else?
I've checked. I know what you really are. You're a crook.
Then I suggest that you go to the villagers and tell them that.
Bluffing won't help you.
Bluffing? And what will you tell them? That I have no right to wear this habit? And what would that mean to them? Do you think they care whether I'm ordained or not?
Could make a difference to us, at least.
And you never intended to pay that overtime.
Oh, but I did. I thought Father Loyola would keep these savages quiet for a few years. A little more productivity. Oh, yes, I'd have paid the money to a priest, but not you.
Well, then, the strike will go on.
Don't push me. I built this place. I'll protect it. I'll call in government troops if I'm forced to.
You mustn't do that.
I can tell you what happened last time the government sent the troops in.
Yes, I heard about it.
It was a massacre. Men from this village were killed. Not very pleasant. Not something I want to happen here. Do you?
Then pay the overtime.
Then call off the strike.
Alfred Porter, 11536, killed in action while on patrol November the 16th, 1966. So I remember that. Messy business. But then it always is in Africa.
You sure there's no mistake?
Mistake? My dear fellow.
So you recruit criminals for your mercenary army?
It was a time of emergency. The situation was very nasty. Still, that's neither here nor there. Actually, if you want to know exactly how Porter died, I think I can supply you with a first-hand report.
Well, I'd really appreciate that.
Yes, my Batman was out with the same patrol, if I remember right.
Batman? Thought they went out with the cavalry.
Perhaps in your army, Mr. McGill. Come in.
Sir?
Stand at ease, Corporal. Corporal, in '66, we sent a patrol into the southern province. The messy one. Weren't you on it?
I was, sir.
Well, this gentleman is from London. I'd like you to tell him what happened on the patrol. Well, as much as you remember. He's interested in the mercenary we lost. Porter.
Not much to tell, sir. There was a rebellion against the plantation owners. Probably instigated by communists intent on damaging the economy of the country. We were sent to put an end to it, which we did, promptly and efficiently. All the known rebels were put to death.
That's efficient.
Very efficient.
That's what I said, sir.
Was Porter killed during that efficient operation?
Oh, no, sir. We had no casualties during that. The rebels were trapped, you see. We were free to do as we please. Porter died on the way back to HQ.
How?
We ran into an ambush, sir. A suicidal attack by a bunch of fanatic rebel sympathizers. We killed them all, of course. Lost 12 men, including those reported missing.
Then Porter was reported missing?
No, sir. He was killed.
And you're sure about that?
Yes, sir.
Could I have a photostatic copy of your report on that incident?
By all means. See to it, Corporal.
Sir. You are in a black man's location, alone, not safe.
Have a seat, man. I'd like to buy you a drink.
Why?
To get at the truth.
What truth?
About Porter. Come on, man. Sit with me. What are you drinking? McGill's my name.
Matthew Selinga, Corporal, 16589.
Tell me everything you know about Porter.
I told you.
But you lied.
No, sir.
Well, he's still alive.
I don't believe in resurrection.
Linger, let's just be straight ahead with each other. Porter's in this country right now posing as a Jesuit priest.
A priest?
That's right. So if you know what you're doing, okay. Because it's your problem. And good luck. But if you're protecting him for some reason, he's a criminal, man. Don't trust him.
Is that all?
Yeah. Unless you can tell me more.
Why should I?
Because he's tricking your people.
That's nothing new.
Selena, help me. Please.
You ever met Porter?
No.
I first met him when he joined up to kill for money. That rebellion we put down, the massacre. You should have seen Porter. Lining them up on their knees, touching the base of their necks, making sure the bullets wouldn't bounce off, and shooting them one by one. Changing guns every 6 shots between steps. That was Porter, a death collector.
Well, where were you? What were you doing?
Reloading his revolvers.
And that's just about what you're doing right now.
What do you mean?
By not telling me all you can about Porter. Why is he posing as a priest?
Don't you understand? He's dead. They all went for him in the ambush.
Then he escaped.
I saw his corpse.
How was he killed?
No head. Decapitated. The absolute way of death.
Yeah, except that you made a mistake, Salinger, because he's still alive. I swear to you. Believe me.
I always believed the white man, Mr. McGill.
Okay, man.
Drive.
Where to?
I'll tell you.
Okay, now what?
Stop searching for my son.
Why?
He's dead.
He's dead. Why are you here?
The old Alfred's dead. Drop your search. If it's money you want, I can give you some. Not a fortune. Please, believe me, let the dead lie in peace. I don't want to kill you, but I will if I must. All right. Get out. Failed him.
What do you mean you failed him? Because you didn't kill me?
No, because I tried to kill you.
How was Paris?
Oh, Paris was marvelous. I did miss you. Where were the servants?
On strike.
Strike? Who's going to carry the luggage?
Well, I guess we're going to have to carry it all by ourselves, ma'am.
Oh, that's absurd. How can they be on strike? Surely they're not allowed to go on strike.
Matakila, come here.
Yes, Father?
Who is that?
Lady Buana. And another Buana.
Another? Is he in uniform?
Uniform?
Oh, don't worry about it. Go and play.
Father Loyola is a fake priest, criminal on the run, an ex-mercenary, and a mass murderer.
And he has the gall to come back here and tell us what to do.
I'm indebted to you, Miguel.
Only till you pay me. Now, what do you intend to do now?
Tell him what we know. He'll be off like a rocket and the strike will collapse.
I'm not so sure.
Darling, Africans are like sheep. When they find they've lost a leader, they'll have to turn to you for help.
No, I mean, I don't think Loyola would go. I told him he was a fake. It made no difference. He just dug his heels in deeper.
Then turn him over to the Africans. When they discover that their saint is covered in blood, the blood of their own people, they'll tear him apart.
Is that what you want, Spencer?
No, not really. If they kill one white man, they could kill others. No, you take Porter. Fly him back to England. Turn him in. £10,000 reward. What do you say, McGill?
I don't say, not yet.
Oh, really?
Listen, I don't understand why he's posing as a priest. I don't know why he came here, of all places, either, where he could so easily be recognized.
It's a rich plantation.
There are plenty rich plantations.
He ought to be shot.
Look, he knows he's suspect. He hasn't run. Why?
I'd have thought that was obvious. He won't make a move until he's got his hands on that money.
Then you won't see him for dust.
Just get him out of here, McGill. Because tomorrow morning at dawn, I'll break that strike. One way or another.
I'm afraid it's not a very good piano.
Well, it's a better piano than I am pianist.
Mr. McGill, I want to appeal to you. Can't you get that man to go away quietly without any fuss? I can't sleep for thinking about it.
Wouldn't want you to lose any sleep.
Well, he's upsetting everything and turning everybody against us. I've heard he used to be so happy and peaceful. Please make him go, Mr. McGill. Just make him go away.
Mrs. Spencer, a man isn't what he was. He's what he is. I don't know what Father Loyola is.
I don't care about all that. I don't care what he was or what he's done. I just want him to go away. You will do your best, won't you, Mr. McGill?
I'll do what I can.
Thank you. I just can't go on living in fear.
Your door was open.
It always is.
McGill's my name.
I was trying to reach him.
How'd you do?
Well, he hears all of us, of course. You've come for me?
Yeah.
Father?
In a moment. You must excuse me. A woman is dying. I must go to her.
Order.
How much do you know about me?
Just about everything.
You police?
Nope.
Oh, please, she's dying. I must. Will you wait for me?
Will you come back?
Yes. I swear I will. Wait for me. Don't need to wait here. Will you wait up at the Spencers?
I'm sorry. I'm very late. You sure are.
She's dead.
I know.
You know how?
I was right behind you.
You followed me.
Yeah.
You must be pretty good. I didn't see you.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Why'd you come back? Come on now, Porter. You know Spencer's onto you.
And you're after the reward.
Like you're after Spencer's money.
God. Money. Salvation.
Salvation? Now, you expect me to believe that?
I hope so.
The man with your past, now what kind of salvation are you talking about?
I've changed somewhat.
In what way?
It's a hard thing to describe.
Why not?
Well, there's some things you can't communicate.
Porter, don't you understand? Spencer's gonna tell the Africans who you are and that you slaughtered them.
Slaughtered them. And more than that. Much more. I knelt them down in front of me and I shot them one at a time. Walking and killing. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. At the end, I looked back at them. All dead, clay and blood, twisted. Except for one. He was staring at me. He was dead, but he was staring at me. And he asked me why I'd done it. He was dead. It was God, of course, asking me. And then he told me what I must do. I must try and help these people that I'd nearly destroyed. You know the rest. There was an ambush. One of our men was decapitated. I switched identification with him. One mercenary dead, one missing. No one to care which was which.
Why you come back here where you could be recognized?
God help me.
Well, why pose as a priest?
Because I felt I had become one. McGill, I must carry on with this work.
What are all those drums?
It's an Ndaba.
What's that?
Tribal Council. The elders are meeting to pass judgment on him. When the drums stop, they will have reached a verdict on the basis of the excellent documents you provided, McGill. I told you I'd break that strike.
You know what they'll do to you? Yes.
Look, Porter, why don't you run? I won't stop you.
I'm sure you won't.
Then get going.
No, I'm staying.
It's your last chance, Porter.
They'll kill you.
If you don't get out of here, your blood will be on your own head.
It'll be on your head, too.
What do you mean by that?
Listen, you lied to me in London, Spencer, when you told me the only reason you hired me was to protect the Africans. All you want to do is squeeze the last ounce of work out of them. Use them, bully them around in their country.
How dare you preach morality at us? At least we haven't butchered the beloved savages.
Listen, you were willing to see him butchered, though, weren't you, ma'am?
Your job's finished, McGill. Get out of here. Get out of here, both of you! Yes, what is it?
A word, please, with Father Loyola.
There is no Father Loyola.
Excuse me. The chief has sent me, Father, to ask you a question. It is difficult.
Don't be afraid.
I'm afraid only of your answer. The question is this. Is what they say about you the truth? Did you kill people from this village during the massacre?
Now we shall hear the holy man.
The answer, member, is yes.
You will come with us to the chief for judgment.
Of course.
We'll wait for you.
Don't go out there, Porter.
I've got to.
And I'm gonna have to stop you.
What, by force? Well, you can try. But I assure you, McGill, that in the line of violence, I'm at least as good as you are. I thank you for your concern, but please let me pass.
I can't. It's just suicide.
When a man confesses to a crime and is punished, we call it justice.
Then get justice in London, where there are courts.
What, from barristers and wigs? No. My business is here with the people I've wronged.
Oh, stop this farce, McGill. Let him go.
Now, you shut up!
I said let him go.
Porter.
You're okay.
They've forgiven me. They've forgiven me.
So what's wrong?
I'm banished. I'm exiled.
What do you mean?
They don't want me. They don't want me here anymore.
What are you going to do? Where are you going to go?
I might as well go back to London with you.
So quiet.
It's all over.
What do you think happened?
We'll find out soon enough. He was a thief and a murderer.
Is that all he was?
Yes, of course.
take their side. He seemed to come to detest us. Why, Marcus?
Let's not think about it. It's all over. You're supposed to knock before you enter rooms, member.
I'm sorry, sir. Years of habit in entering noiselessly so as not to be noticed.
Our member, we've had no breakfast and I'm absolutely famished.
That is not quite the purpose of my visit, ma'am.
Oh, what then?
It is, sir, a question of the overtime you owe us.
Father!
Masakila, you can't come with me. I'll see you later sometime.